Now that we have seen how to post data, validate data, it's time now to store that data in a database. Now, in order to achieve that in ASP.NET Core, we'll first of all have to install Microsoft EntityFrameworkCore library, which can be installed using the NuGet package manager. So here you can see I have installed it. The version as of now is 2.2.4, and in order to launch this NuGet, all you need to do is just go to Tools, say NuGet package manager. From there, or you can just click over here, right click and say manage NuGet packages, and you will be brought to this tab. Once you have installed Microsoft Entity Framework Core, do ensure that you have a database already set up. For instance, over here you can see that I've already created a database in my local SQL Server, and the name of the database is Skill Bakery, and the name of the table is Courses. Courses is having following columns: title, author, published on, and a primary key called course ID. So this must be up and running at your end, and then what you need to do is get the connection string. So here you can go and click on properties, and here you can say view connection properties. This is the name of the database or server name, as you can see, and you need to have this. Next, what you need to do is, in order to generate context file and model classes from the database, you need to run this command scaffold-db context, and then inside double quotes we have server. This is the server path, local db, MSSQL local db, and then database is Skill Bakery. Next we have trusted connection is true, then it is pointing to Microsoft Entity Framework Core.SQL Server. Now here you notice that this is SQL Server. There are other databases as well which is supported by Entity Framework Core, and the list can be seen here in database providers. So you can see it currently supports SQL Server 2008, SQLite, EF Core, in memory, Azure Cosmos DB, PostgreSQL, MySQL, MyCat Server, and many others. So SQL Server is supported by default. For others, you will have to install related NuGet packages and then work with it. Now once you run this command, you'll see that we are saying the output directory is going to be models. Now inside the models directory, you'll notice we have two files created, one called courses, and you can see the course ID, title, author, and published on. Next, you also see this Skill Bakery context.cs class that has been generated here. So whenever you are adding a new table or updating something, you need to run this scaffold command that I showed you in package manager console, and it will reflect the changes over here in your context file as well as the model file that gets created. Now once we have this, we'll have to register our context with dependency injection, and in order to do that we'll have to go to Solution Explorer, and here we'll have to open up our startup.cs file. We'll have to make use of this Microsoft Entity Framework Core in our startup.cs, and once we have that, we'll go to our configure services method, and here inside the configure services you can see we have created a variable called connection, which is the connection to the database, and then we are adding this db context, add db context, Skill Bakery context that was created, and here we are saying use SQL Server, and this is the connection that we are passing to this database context. Now once we have done this, we are all set with our Entity Framework installation. Now in the next lecture we'll take a look at how we can save data to our database